This is Ms. Salvack for IB Geometry. We're going to do a review of solving equations by combining like terms. So we have some examples here. Our first example is the simplest example. I have x plus 3x equals 16. X is a variable and 3x is a variable term. So we're combining these terms. They both have letters or variables with them. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1x plus 3x equals 16. 1 plus 3 of the same thing, or x's, is 4x equals 16. 4x means 4 times x. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and I end up with 4 divided by 4 is 1. X equals 16 divided by 4 is 4. And we found what we're looking for. We found 1x equals 4. But generally, the neater way to write this is just x equals 4. First problem with combining like terms. Let's take a look at another problem that has a little bit of a different twist to it. So here we have something similar. We have negative x plus 5x equals 16. Negative x and 5x. So I'm going to say that this is negative 1x plus 5x equals 16. Negative 1 plus 5 of the same variable, we're combining the same variable terms, is 4x equals 16. So again, we have 4 times some number x equals 16. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 as we did in the previous example. Again, we have 4 divided by 4 is 1. And so we're just going to say x, 1x, equals 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So these are our first two examples with combining like terms. Okay? Now we're going to do something a little bit different with these, where we now have different types of terms on one side of the equal sign. So for example 3, we have this problem. We have 5 equals 1 plus 5n plus 4. And you're looking at it and you wonder, what are the like terms? Well, we have like terms are the constant terms, or the numbers. So I have 5 equals 1 plus 4. We're going to combine those numeric terms. It's 5 plus 5n. So now I have a two-step equation. I'm trying to solve and find out what the variable n equals. This 5 has an imaginary positive sign in front of us. So we have to do the same thing to both sides of the equal sign. We're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And 5 minus 5 equals 0. Again, 5 minus 5 equals 0. And we'll bring down the 5n. So 5n. Now, don't let the 0 scare you. It's okay to have a 0 here, because we can divide 0 by something. So if I take and divide both sides by 5, I have 0 divided by 5. Well, 0 divided by 5 equals 0, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. I end up with 0 equals n. So don't let the 0 scare you. Some people see a 0 and they don't know what to do with it, but you're doing the same thing you would do with any type of a problem. So 0 equals n. Example 4. Here we go. So example 4 again has numbers on both sides, but I have a positive 7 and a negative 3. So before I do anything with this negative 16, I'm going to combine these terms. 7 minus 3 is 4, plus 4x. We're going to bring that 4x down. Again, we have a two-step equation. We want to have the variable terms on one side and the numeric terms on the other side. So we're going to move that 4, that number, over to the other side by subtracting, because this has a positive sign. This is a positive number. And we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Positive 4 minus 4 is 0. We're going to bring down the 4x. And then I have negative 16 minus 4. Negative 16 minus 4. Be careful with these integers. If you need to use your calculators, please do. Is negative 20. Negative 20 equals 4x. So I want to find out what 1x equals, not 4x's. So we're going to divide both sides by that coefficient of the variable, or 4. Divide by 4 on both sides. We end up with negative 5. Negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5 equals x. So we have solved 4 problems that are all a little bit different and combining like terms. Try the practice problems next, please.